You want McDonald's?
I'll just have a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Hey, you want anything from McDonald's?
No, I'm good, thank you.
When's the last time you ate McDonald's?
No. I hate McDonald's. Trash.
My employees love McDonald's. McDonald's is one of the biggest restaurants in the world. Everyone knows the Big Mac, but what you probably don't realize is that every location is locally owned and operated just like I own 36 Midas shops. So the question is, can I get rich selling Happy Meals? Let's find out. I wanted to investigate how much money do they really make. I saw online some stats. They made about $150,000 a location, which seems pretty low. And so I did some digging and I found out their biggest cost is the food. 30% of every dollar you spend at McDonald's goes to buying the food, the chicken nuggets, the paper, the burgers, the sodas, everything. That's their biggest cost. The second biggest cost they have are the employees. Think of every French fry I have here as an employee. And the average location has about 50 employees. And I know they get a lot of criticism for their employment practices, but at the end of the day, they need to find people who can help serve millions of affordable meals. You like my, gotta save the birds, you know? I'll get all the people watching me in there. Is this how McDonald's treats their employees? I hope not. All right. Their next biggest costs are what are called variable costs. These are costs that rise and fall with sales. So for example, they pay about 5% of their sales to McDonald's corporate as a royalty. But their biggest variable cost is the rent. McDonald's builds almost all the locations for their franchisees, and they charge them rent to occupy it. Now, most leases, you have a fixed rent. You might pay $5,000 or $10,000 a month. But at McDonald's, they don't charge a fixed amount, they charge a variable one. So the more sales a McDonald's franchisee does, the more they have to pay in rent. That kind of sucks because you think you'd make more money as sales rise, but in fact, McDonald's corporate takes a lot of that profit. Now, every McDonald's has the same sauce. This represents all the fixed costs, all the stuff that it keeps to keep the lights on, like the utilities, the legal fees, credit card processing fees, like all the stuff that like you have to have either way. That runs about $40,000 per month as a fixed cost, which is about 11% of their sales. And finally, that leaves the profit. How much the owner is actually putting in their pocket. That's the fun part of the business, right? That's not the part that you consume and goes out the window, but what you get to keep. And for the average location, it's about 12% of sales. So 12% of sales, what does that number actually mean? Well, the average location does about $4 million of revenue, meaning the average location makes about $400,000 to $500,000 in profit. But there's more to it than just those numbers, let me tell you. So everyone's got a memory about McDonald's. For me, when I was 6 years old, I got hit by a car, totally ran over, broke both my legs, and I was in a hospital right around the corner from this location for 6 weeks as they like repaired and surgery and all this stuff. To be honest, since then, I haven't actually eaten McDonald's since then, so it's been 32 years. Can I get a McDouble meal? No pickles and honey mustard. Thank you, thank you. Have a good day. Let's deliver lunch and then I'll tell you more about the business. A McDouble, no pickles. We got Matt a Happy Meal. Yeah, I got it for you.
No, you didn't.
There you go.
Enjoy.
Trash.
I'll throw it out there.
No. So the question is, can I get rich selling burgers and fries? I've been in franchising for 10 years. I own 36 automotive repair shops, and McDonald's is the gold standard for franchising. And a lot of their owners make a lot of money. And there are 100 owners who have 20 restaurants like this one or more. So if you had 20 of these, each making $500,000 a year, that's $10 million in profit. It's not what they take home. Obviously, they've got taxes. They have to pay debt on the buildings. They have to put money into renovating them and making them, modern. But still, that's a lot of money over the years. The biggest owners have 50 locations, 60 locations. So if you had 50 of these, $25 million a year. There are McDonald's that own owners that have private jets and live a very good life, but you never hear it about. They're never gonna be on magazines. They're probably not gonna be here on social media going over their numbers. They're not gonna flaunt it. They probably live in your neighborhood. They go to the same restaurants, maybe the country club, but you won't even know about it. And that's what's really cool about franchising is you don't have to be flashy. You don't have to be Elon Musk, and you can make a lot of money. Let's see if it brings back memories of the hospital. Here's a burger. So this meal costs about $10, including your drink. And the average locations makes about 10%, 12% profit. So that means they made about $1 off my burger here. Try the Coke. Was it good?
It's pretty good.
Fun fact I learned from a franchisee is that McDonald's has a very special setup for their Coke. In the back there, have massive tanks of the syrup, right, for the Coke. Then they have nitrogen, and they keep the syrup at a very specific temperature. They keep the water at a specific temperature, the ice. This drink is like specially engineered in the kitchen to have this like pristine, unique taste that is different than if you were to get it from a bottle or a can, or even at another restaurant that comes out of that fountain drink. It's gonna be way better here at McDonald's, and that's why. And so McDonald's is the gold standard in franchising. And it's not because they have the best tasting fries or burgers, but it's because they have the best systems. What makes it work though, is they are so process driven that, oh no. And what that process looks like is how they make the burger every time, how they cook the fries, how they make that drink taste like it does, right? Every time you go, you have a similar experience. And that's what people look for in any national brand or franchise as the owner, is like you want to be consistent. You want to know that we can open up a McDonald's anywhere and we will provide consistent service, we will make consistent money, and it's very predictable. Our success is more dependent on the people that we have. We are a people-driven business, which means my success is 100% determined based on the quality of the people I have. And so if I can do a really good job hiring great people and retaining them so they don't leave and work for my competitors, that's how we can get the confidence to go and open up new locations. And that's counter to McDonald's, where they have a lot of turnover. And I'm not gonna say that people don't matter, because they definitely do, but it is very easy for somebody to learn their process, and it doesn't matter who's making it, as long as it tastes right. Versus the auto repair business is every time you went to a shop and there's like a different face and a different mechanic, you would feel like, I don't know, because you want that reliability. And that's what makes my business harder to scale than a McDonald's. So even if I wanted to buy a McDonald's, it's really hard to get into one, because McDonald's wants to reward their franchisees, and they're highly regionalized. So chances are the owner of your local McDonald's probably owns a bunch more. And that's kind of what you want as the franchisee, right? Like, you want to build a big business. If you can operate them well and you've got the money and you want to reinvest into new stores, like, you should have that opportunity, versus a new development opens up and they give it to another stranger and another stranger, another. And now you feel limited. You feel like, I maybe bought myself a job that doesn't have much upside. That's the key, is if you can get your foot into the door of a great franchise and then you reinvest all your money into buying more and more and more, and then eventually you can have a really great business. I can't own a McDonald's for another reason, which is McDonald's requires owners to give their full attention to their restaurants. They have to be in the stores every single day. They can't own a Midas Shop business in addition to their McDonald's. They gotta be all in. And it makes sense that if you focus on something, you can grow it. Just like I've grown my business by focusing on it, the franchisees at McDonald's have done the same thing, which is why over 100 owners own more than 20 of them. And finally, McDonald's is a generational business. There are many families that have owned these things for literally decades. Their sons or grandkids are owning them and building them and making them even better. I've been working with my dad since I was a kid, and that's the coolest thing about franchising, is they can be around forever. And I'm teaching my kids what it takes to build a business, and anybody can do it. Can I get rich selling Happy Meals? Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to know if I could get rich selling $7 pizzas, check out this video.